Hey, it's Tristan from www.primaledgehealth.com talking about diets when you want to lose a significant amount of body fat, especially for people who've got a lot of weight to lose. Now, the title of this video is going to be something like one of the most important and overlooked aspects of a well-formulated weight loss plan, fat loss plan. I don't really like the term weight loss. You don't want to be losing lean muscle mass. You want to be losing body fat when you're dieting. That's why long-term fasting, things like juice fasting long-term, they usually don't bring sustainable results. Now, I'm not saying that there's absolutely no benefits to doing fasts or to even like juice fasting. I've seen lots of people benefit from these things. But the caveat is, to maintain your fat loss, to maintain the physique, the body that you are going for, you need a well-formulated plan that allows you to adhere to it long-term. So the most important part of any diet, everyone's going to tell you, if you're looking around online, that if it fits your microwave, if it fits your mouth, if it fits your macros, crowd is always going to say calories are all that matters. It's calories in, calories out. And of course they'll say, well, you got to eat enough protein as well. Blah, 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 blah. Well, of course that's true. The laws of thermodynamics apply to eating, and if you eat less, if you starve yourself, you will lose body fat. You'll lose a significant amount of weight. Eat less, move more. It's the classic thing. Yes, of course, most people will lose weight, but that doesn't bring long-term results to a lot of people for various reasons. But the most important reason is, if you're looking to lose body fat long-term, you have to make lifestyle changes. You have to make lasting lifestyle changes. You have to change the environment that your body interacts with. You have to change the way your body interacts with the environment. You have to change the internal environment of your body, of your mind. You have to change your habits. So in order to maintain body fat loss long term, you need a plan that allows long-term adherence. Calorie restriction, counting calories, just counting your macros. For a lot of people, especially a lot of the clients that we deal with, a lot of clients that come to me have done these diets, have gone back and forth, have yo-yo dieted for years, tried like HCG diet, whatever else is out there, whatever fad diet's going on at the time. They've tried it all, and they always bounce right back. And the reason for that is, a diet can't be a diet. It's got to be a lifestyle change. It's got to be long-term reformation of your habits, of your relationship with food, of the way you treat yourself, the way you see yourself, the way you experience being in your physical vessel. It has to be a long-term transformation. It can't just be, I'm going to restrict calories for 12 weeks, 16 weeks, 24 weeks, whatever, and I'm going to get leaner. I'm going to lose 100 pounds in 1 year or 50 pounds in a few months. I mean, people set these really, really intense goals for themselves, and then they try diets that are highly difficult to adhere to long-term. Counting your calories, counting your macros, if it fits your macros, for a lot of people, ends up not working. And one of the little magic parts about a ketogenic diet, one of the most amazing parts that a lot of people don't really talk about, is the ability to adhere to it long term, and the ability for keto to lower your hunger long term, very long term. So if you're trying to make lifestyle changes, if you're trying to make body composition changes, you shouldn't look at it as just, I'm going to change my body. I'm going to remove fat from my belly through diet, through restricting calories. Yes, that'll work for some people short term, but you got to look at this as a lifestyle reformation. You got to reform your habits. You got to reform the way you relate to food. You got to reform the way you relate to yourself. I know I said this all earlier, but yeah, the reason keto works so well for people long term, especially people who need to lose a significant amount of body fat, the reason it works so well is it's very easy to adhere to long term. It's enjoyable. It's enjoyable, it's sustainable, and it lowers hunger significantly. So if you have a lot of weight to lose, a ketogenic diet where you restrict carbohydrates, and it sounds so crazy, I have to restrict carbs, but I can go do if it fits your microwave, if it fits your mouth diet, and I can just restrict food. And I can eat Pop-Tarts and still lose weight. Yeah, you could do that. You could try that. Have at it. But good luck keeping your hunger down when you're still throwing down those same trigger foods, the foods that make you want to eat more, the foods that increase your hunger, the foods that increase your caloric intake long term when you're not monitoring it carefully. A ketogenic diet usually ends up in unintentional calorie restriction, making it very, very easy for people to say, skip a meal here or there, to intermittent fast. Your blood sugar is stable. Your hunger is low. You're not going up and down in your energy all the time on that roller coaster of blood sugar going down, needing energy, eating food, zoom, 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 then crash. You're not going through that all the time. So long-term adherence is the king of results. That's a really bad way of saying it, but I'm not going to edit that out, whatever. Long-term adherence is the most important part, perhaps, of any diet. When you look at these studies showing that, oh, you just need to restrict calories, a lot of the times these studies are 12-week studies. They don't follow up with the individuals later. Everybody's been posting these articles about The Biggest Loser. The Biggest Loser. It's like a show where they crash diet people. They're competing who can make their clients lose the most weight the quickest. They're giving these people drugs. It's now coming out. People were being given drugs. And when you follow up with these individuals later on, almost all of them gain the weight back. Some of them gain more weight than they were. Some of them are more obese than they were before. And most of them are not very happy with the long-term results at all. So short-term diets, fad diets, are not the way to go. I think I've pretty much said it all right there. The most important part of any diet is the ability to adhere to it long-term, the sustainability of the diet, and the ability for a diet to promote long-term adherence. Now, there's not any other way of losing body fat, making dietary changes, and no other dietary intervention that I know of that make it so easy to adhere to it too long-term. The mental clarity, the improved focus, the improvements in cognition that people notice, the improvements in mood, and the stability of their mind, far, far, far outweigh the benefits of any other form of dieting and losing body fat. So the ketogenic diet as a long-term lifestyle, very, very sustainable. If you're just starting keto, if you're just searching around the internet now because you're dealing with those first few days of carb cravings, you think I'm full of it because you're going through that sugar withdrawal, like you're withdrawing from a drug. No, I'm not saying sugar and carbohydrates are the reason for obesity, or that they're so bad, or that they are a drug. But the symptoms of that withdrawal that you go through are very much like the symptoms of people that are withdrawing from long-term drug use, addictive drugs. And it can be very, very difficult. If you're going through that, stick with it, stick through it. After a week or so, yeah, a week or two. For a lot of people, it can take up to like 2 weeks to feel normal. Assuming they're doing things right, their electrolytes are in balance, they're getting sufficient protein, they're not creating too much of a deficit and creating stress on the body, making it difficult for them to enjoy it. That's why in the beginning I don't recommend restricting calories too much. You don't want to restrict far too much. You want to be a little bit maybe under maintenance or around maintenance while you're adapting, so your body's not freaking out, giving it an energy source, which is fat on a keto diet. If you're going through those withdrawal times, people say like keto flu, when you're feeling that drowsiness in the beginning, realize there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and that light at the end of the tunnel is very bright, very enjoyable. And if you stick with it, you will find once you break through that little membrane, you get well adapted to the diet, which doesn't take that long. Take a few weeks for some people. But when you get there, you are going to be so so happy with the results that you're able to maintain long term. So anyways, when you're formulating a diet, when you're looking into ways to lose body fat, especially if you've got a significant amount of body fat to lose, it's about long-term adherence. It's not about short-term results. You can get short-term results by, crash dieting, starving yourself, destroying your body through intense cardio, and breaking down a bunch of tissue. And you step on the scale, you lost a bunch of muscle, you lost some fat. Hey, lost 10 pounds, great. Now I'm going to go back to doing whatever I was doing before, and then you bounce right back. You don't want that. You want long-term adherence. Ketogenic diet makes it very easy. Anyways, this is Tristan from www.primaledgehealth.com. We have some really awesome announcements coming next week. I'll keep you updated. Make sure to subscribe, share the video if you like it, comment down below, and check out more content, www.primaledgehealth.com. We've got some new products coming on the website. Pretty excited to share this with you. Got loads of podcasts, episodes up. If you want coaching, you can hit us up on the coaching section, www.primaledgehealth.com. And I'll see you guys next time. Remember, adherence is king when it comes to diet.